How's it going, everybody? JP back at you once again with another installment of A Closer Look At. This is where we take a Scream Factory release and we review it from top to bottom, cover everything that release has to offer, and try to be as in-depth as possible, everything from cover art all the way down to special features. This time we are looking at Scream Factory's 9th release, and it was released February 19th of 2013, and of course I am talking about The Nest. Presentation is all about the packaging, what it contains, and overall how the release is presented to us. So Scream Factory's release of The Nest is not a collector's edition, so we're not going to see any reversible cover art, newly designed cover art, or even a slipcover. It's a standard keep case style Blu-ray. We have 2 discs, a Blu-ray and a DVD, so it is a combo pack, which is nice, but that's about as far as it goes. Very basic here. I give it a 3 out of 5 for presentation. Now we move on to artwork, which is the original theatrical art, and I love this artwork. How can you not love this artwork? Imagine walking into a video store in the 80s and 90s and seeing this staring right at you. You're like, what the hell is this film about? You gotta check it out simply based on the artwork. And that's what they did back then. They really tried to suck you in, to spend that money, to see that movie, to rent that movie, based on the artwork. And you've got this giant cockroach on top of a screaming half-naked woman with a font made up of a bunch of other little cockroaches. It is awesome. It grabs your attention, it captures your imagination right away. You really just want to see what this is all about, and it really represents the film well. Fantastic cover art there. On the inside we just have the disc art, which is pretty much just the theatrical artwork on the discs, which it's fantastic, so I can't even complain. On the reversible side, it's just a still of the film. Nothing too special there, but it is a nice touch. Overall artwork, I give it a 4.5 out of 5 because this is some awesome art. The Nest from the year 1988 with the tagline of "Roaches never tasted meat until now." This film follows a sheriff as he's kind of patrolling this island community where not really much happens until one day a bunch of carnivorous man-eating roaches appear on the island, and it's up to him and a group of survivors to band together, figure out a way to stop these roaches. As he does this, he starts digging a little deeper into what's going on the island. He finds that these roaches were part of an experiment, and now it's gotten out of hand. These roaches have kind of gained an immunity to different kind of chemicals and poisons, so they're harder to kill. And now everything that they're eating is kind of turning into a mutant bug-like insect creature, and everything just gets really out of control really fast, and they have to stop it before the island gets blasted with chemicals that will even kill all the humans. So this film is a blast. I liked it even more the second time watching it than I did the first time. There's just something about these creepy, gross fest, just freaky type of bug movies that I really like. And this one is one of the best, if not the best, where it's just a gross fest. It's supposed to be a freaky, weird, just bug-infested movie. The narrative is not that strong, we've seen it time and time again, the corrupted politicians and stuff like that in the town that, had secrets, and now there's a monster or a giant something on the loose, and this is no different. It's pretty much more of the same there. But I will say, I really like the setting in this one. It has that like coastal, almost like the fog type setting, lighthouses and stuff. I really like that setting. It works well for this movie. It makes it sense that they would be stuck on this island, and overall it's just really effective as a setting, especially for the killer cockroaches. All practical effects look really good. Some great gross out gore type moments, and of course I do think that, anytime you're dealing with the 80s, there's a potential for cheesiness with the effects. I will say the only issue I had was they took some of the mutation people things and gave them like mandibles, and they really just kind of distracted me from the actual effect. They seemed really out of place and kind of hurt the effect, if anything. So I could have done without those. But besides that, I mean, really strong stuff here. This is just a gross out freaky movie, and I love it. It's like a B movie that you would catch late at night. Just very, very solid. I'm a big fan of The Nest. This is a fantastic movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. The transfer for Scream Factory's release of The Nest is really solid. I got a brand new TV. This was the first Blu-ray I popped in, and I was really kind of taken back. I feel like this is, out of the first 9 releases, the early run of Scream Factory, I think this is one of the better transfers, and it was very sharp. It was crisp. It looked great. There was, a lot of clarity. It wasn't crystal clear, but it was definitely clear. There was still some grain there, but the effects, very clear, visible, looked fantastic. The diner scenes, I was reading the labels on food items and stuff like that. A lot of cool stuff, man. I really enjoyed the transfer on The Nest. It's one of Scream Factory's better transfers for their early releases, the first 9, judging by the first 9 that I've seen. And overall for transfer, I give it a 4 out of 5. On to special features. We only have one, and it is an audio commentary with director Terrence H. Winkless. This commentary moves at quite a fast speed. Winkless does a pretty damn good job of keeping it moving, doing a solo commentary, which oftentimes could get a little bland and boring. He talks about, shooting locations. He talks about the ideas of the film, working with cockroaches, just really all the interesting stuff you want to know about the behind-the-scenes stuff. And he definitely does a good job. I mean, it's not a mind-blowing commentary. It's not going to make you rethink your life or anything, but it's a very solid behind-the-scenes commentary by one guy, which is impressive enough that it doesn't get boring. And there is actually no trailer or anything else on this film, this disc, so special features very limited on here. The one that they do have is pretty solid. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 for special features. That about wraps it up for The Nest, but in closing, I just want to say, very good transfer, very solid commentary, but what really sells this release is the film itself, and for that reason, I'm going to highly recommend this release. The Nest is awesome, and if this release was bare bones, I would still highly recommend it because of the film. It's awesome. You're going to have a blast watching it. It's a gory, fun time, and I think if you don't own it, you should pick it up. You can get this release for a decent price now, and the commentary is a bonus, so check out the commentary if you haven't listened to it yet. And with that said, that's it for The Nest, but next time we're going to have a closer look at Prison, and I'll see you guys then.